Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host El Young, and we are here with Charlie from the band Aftermath. Welcome, Charlie.
What's up, everybody, or who's ever watching this, whoever you are, wherever you are, what's up? How are you doing?
Yeah, cool. So, Charlie, for those who don't know, could you introduce yourself and what you do within the band?
Yeah, I'm the singer in the band, and I'm also I write all the lyrics. I and the guys write the music. Steve, especially the guitar player, and I once he writes riffs, I not only do I write the music, I arrange them, arrangements too. So lyrics, arrangement, and me, I was the guy that started the band with Steve, that's in the band as guitar, and Ray, our drummer, as who's our drummer. October '85 on Halloween night, the three of us, and the three of us are still, at least we're alive and healthy still, and still playing music, But we did take that 20-year break.
Yeah, yeah. Before, for those who don't haven't seen the previous interview, please check that out. Since we last spoke, what has the band been up to?
Uh, what I know we haven't spoken. We spoke, but it wasn't that long ago. What was it, like a year or two ago?
It was about 2 years ago, I think.
Man, I can't keep track of time. These years fly like 2 years. I mean, I don't know for you, but it seems for everybody the time's going by way, way fast.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, can you believe it's already the middle of the year of this year? I just remember New Year's Eve, like I was telling you earlier about the hernia, getting it at UPS. That was January, right after New Year's Eve. I can't believe it. I was thinking, man, the summer, when you were a kid, it seemed like it took forever to come, or the summer vacation seemed forever. And I thought maybe it was a kid, because we're not kids anymore, that the time feels like it's flying by. But recently, I started noticing, and I started asking younger kids. I mean, like my niece, who's just graduated grammar school, so she's like pretty young, and all her friends, and through people randomly talking on whatever online, something like that, or something. It's going by fast for the kids too, is my point. They are feeling like, I thought they would go, no, the summer feels forever or whatever, but they are pointing out the speed and time. So 2 years ago, you said, so did we, right when we have put out No Time to Waste album?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay, since then we've written 11 new songs, and right now we've been recording them, and we're done with all the. We just finished Monday. We finished all the backup vocals, and what's left to do? Guitar solos are left to do, and then some, just a little sprinkling of stuff, like extra stuff over, what I mean, just like last minute stuff, and then mix it and master it and get it out. But that's what we've been doing. We wrote 11 new songs.
Cool. So have you got a name for the album?
Excuse me, what did you say?
Have you got a name for the album?
A name for the album?
Yeah,
we do, but we don't want to say. We had a name up until recently. We changed that name, and coincidentally, the name Arcadia, we were going to call the album Promise Arcadia, but I was born, Arcadia is also a region in Greece, but the funny thing is, like right before we were going to have to change it anyways, because Sleep Theory or whatever came out with an album called it's got Arcadia in their title of their album. Is it Sleep Theory or is it Sleep Token? Which one is
it? Sleep Token, I think.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, because it's funny that I go, man, thank God I ended up like not liking the name Sleep Token. Yeah. And their album is called Even in Arcadia. And I think they're a British band, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they're a big band. I mean, Even in Arcadia entered #1 in the Billboard charts. First rocker metal thing that's done that in 5 years, I heard, Yeah, so they put out their album right now called Even in Arcadia, but we were going to call our album Promised Arcadia. But like I said before, I found out because their album just came out, and then uh, before they announced their album title and coming out, like maybe a month before or something like that, I came up with a new album title that out of nowhere I go, man, that's way I liked it. Whatever it is, it's the title that I came up with after that would really, because it made more sense in how I feel about it makes more sense with the lyrics and everything. It's not a concept album or anything like that, but it shows you how the attitude that these songs, it describes the attitude of the music more, and it'll make sense once you hear the title. But I don't want to say yet because again, it's still the release could be a while. You know what I mean? It could be like late summer or something like that. But isn't that funny though that they had the same idea for Arcadia on their title out of all the names in the world?
So, you did sort of like mention that you might have a sort of like a release date for the album. Have you got any firm dates, or are you going to wait until like later in the year, like around about October, November?
Yeah, it's see the album was supposed to be out this year, no matter what, right? But the funny thing is, the only thing that's delayed because the songs were, we could after No Time to Waste, we had pretty much written the songs pretty quickly, and we don't rehearse like we do it the old-fashioned way in a room together. Like I was listening to some other band yesterday talking on their interview, Cattle Decapitation, extreme death metal, and they actually wrote their songs in the same room, but they live in different parts of the world, so it's kind of hard to get all in the same room. But they go, we did it the old-fashioned way. We like it. All of us in a room, and that's the old-fashioned way. Barely any band does it that way now. I go, man, that's like because we wrote the songs right away, but we only rehearse maybe if we were lucky once a week, 4 times a month, but if we had more time, the little amount of time that we do rehearse all together, man, those are magical moments because that's when the songs really bring on the life. Even if you write on your own and let's say you give it to your band members as a complete song, it's better to bring it in and have when the musicians are great and the band's a great unit. It's better to be in a room together to develop the song. Have the basic blueprint of it, verse, chord, where you want that, and it's written, but leave enough space to have the band jam on it for a while, maybe change little things or, whatever, and it just blows my mind that basically all the metal music that's coming out now, not just metal, anything, is not people in a room together right now. It's like individuals behind a laptop sending it to all the other band members. And then they meet once they learn it, then they just meet in the studio, never rehearsing it together in a room and then record it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Cool.
It doesn't seem the natural way to do it at all.
Yeah. So, is there any singles coming off the album?
Any what?
Any singles?
Oh yeah. The fun thing I'll say is like every song, they're gonna have a tough time. The record company, like which single they're gonna put out first because they're all. They ended up just being all with major choruses that they're the kind of songs that when you sing along. When you listen, if you're into it and you actually listen, you'll sing along to it. You know what I mean? And I never thought of our music like that because we were always like a progressive band, technical and stuff. So it wasn't like we didn't write music for people to sing along to. We wanted them to sit down and just like not anything like it, like Tool. I don't think they want their fans like singing along. You know what I mean? So it's funny that this album is it's got that, but then it's got all the stuff that a good progressive band has where you don't know what, like a rhythm change comes next. And all of a sudden you go, wow, man, that's pretty creative how they, you don't even tell like that would be hard to transition from that riff to that riff and they make it smooth,
Yeah.
So all 11 songs are pretty single worthy. So we'll see. We don't know yet.
Yeah. Cool. Now, is there any sort of like plans on bringing out like merchandise, whether it be T-shirts or caps or stuff like that?
Yeah, we'll have all that stuff. Yeah, like but we're waiting on the artwork for the cover.
Yeah,
because No Time to Wait, like this one with the last album cover, I got a little button here, like
cool.
that. Like that I was really this. Did you get any merchandise from the No Time to Waste? They send you anything?
I, yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, you'll definitely. But again, like it's the same artist that did our debut album, Eyes of Tomorrow, back in '90, early, our debut album. And basically, I should say he's done all our album covers so far.
cool, cool, cool. Now, is there going to be any sort of like when the album's ready? Is there any sort of like plans on doing any tours?
Not tours, but we're open to do shows like well, you fly out like we did when we reunited, flew out to Germany and did Headbangers Open Air Festival, and
Yeah,
like for like we like short mini tours and stuff like that, but long tours. Not only that, okay, it's just like yeah, we wouldn't be able to do long tour. Well, it'd have to be worth it financially to do a tour like that long. Especially we're old, we're not young kids. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
we should have been doing that in the '80s.
yeah, yeah. So if the money was there and everything was aligned, you got the financial backing. Would you sort of like tour the US or Canada or get over
Oh,
to
yeah,
Europe
yeah, yeah.
or
If it was,
down to Australia?
yeah, we toured anyway. If they pick, because I don't have a wife and kids, but the other guys, well, our bass player's got three or four. He's got kids, that are still in schools, pre-high school and high school, and so it's the money for family people to leave, right? It's like how do you pay for? But I'm lucky that I could go, but again, it would have to be. I wouldn't want to just go on a tour, right? Like you got to be at the right proper point in your life to be able to go on. It's about the money because going on a van and roughing it, you don't want to come back after months and have since we're all in our we're Generation X, we're not kids, and we come
Yeah,
back after a long grueling tour in a van and we're all broken down, sleeping in vans or like so because they're still doing it bands and again, I listen to what new bands are doing, and there a lot of them are on the road for months, and it's rough out there. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So is there uh, where can people find you on social media so they can keep up to date with any new developments?
Yeah, no, on our Facebook page every day. That's updated. Instagram, X, Twitter. I've never really been on Twitter myself. But we got a page there too. So, but the one I would suggest is the Facebook page, but YouTube also. But YouTube is under the record. We don't have an Aftermath page. There's a Zoid Entertainment page, the label, because they just
Yeah,
put out our label just also did what was that with Billy Morrison and Ozzy Osbourne, Crack Cocaine, Ozzy's
yeah,
song. They put that out this year too. So uh, since our last album, No Time to Waste, Zoid has hooked up with it'll be through Virgin Distribution. It's major label distribution. So this new album will be more out than even the other ones. But even though like if you put in Aftermath and put our album title on in Google, like it pops up. It's easy to find. This is what I'm saying. But because of the name Aftermath and Dr. Dre's labels call that, Aftermath is a word that's used a lot now. Have you noticed that? Like
yeah,
back in the day, like for the first period of the band from 86 to 94, most people didn't know that. Believe it or not, I had people all the time in interviews. What does the name Aftermath mean? But now in regular conversation, anybody they'll say, yeah, the aftermath of work yesterday. Yeah, I mean, it's starting to use like in the regular vocabulary every day, just like gaslight, that word, came out of nowhere and
yeah,
everybody's using it. Don't gaslight me. When we put it
yeah,
out as a song, uh, even in 2019 on the There Is Something Wrong album, a couple people go, what do you mean by gaslight? But now everybody knows what it is the past like 5 years. So what I'm saying is we're easy to find. It's just like put the album title with whatever you're looking, then you'll really, but you know how to Google search.
yeah, yeah. True, true. So, um, Is there any sort of advice for people who want to become a musician, whether it be for for their own enjoyment or for if they want to go down sort of like the more commercial route?
Like if they want to really do it, my advice is uh, you got to only do it if that's all you want to do. You know, I knew from the beginning when I was a little kid when I saw Kiss. From then on, I just wanted to be in a band. You know, and um, and it's crazy because I never thought of. I don't know how people's minds think, but I know for me, I never thought of anything else that I wanted to do. But to be a realist, I mean, to making money, especially now, it's so hard. You know what I mean? Because right now, at least when we came out, we knew there was a chance. Not just us. I mean, our generation. You knew you could maybe get signed and have a career. But now there's so many bands out there. There's no a label won't help develop a band like they did in the old days. Like you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
everything's so momentary that you got to really love it. If you're going to be getting into it, just expect a kind of a rough life. But if you love it so much, you won't mind the roughness of it. You know what I mean? But otherwise, you know. But then again, it's rough. Everything's becoming rough. You know what I mean? It seems like a lot of people, even their jobs are being replaced by automated things. You know, so I guess just do it if you love it. And plus, we only live, you know, we don't have much time on this earth, so you got to do what you love. So I would say try it if you love it. But if you don't love it passionately, just do it as a hobby. Then do it as a hobby. You know, don't make it your life. You know.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, sound advice there. So, um, we're going to be starting wrapping things up now. So, Charlie, any final words before we go?
Just wait for if anybody any questions. Nothing, right? You said there was some questions, but that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Usually they have a couple. But there's one question we normally get asked. With the new album, is there any sort of like talk or plans or any sort of like inclination of putting the new album onto vinyl?
yeah, we probably will because I don't think because there is something wrong with what came out on vinyl too, but I don't think No Time to Waste did though, you know. But this one I think will too, you know, because this one, like I said, the label's bigger now, you know, and so
Yeah.
they got it's not just us on Zoid. We were the only band on Zoid, but now there's they released like multiple things since we last talked 2 years ago. It's become like a pretty good sized label right now. You know, with a lot of promotion that they'll be able to do for the album. You know.
Cool, cool.
I just can't wait for it to come out, man. Because like I just listened to it at work last night. You know, all 11 songs, the rough mixes, and it's just like every album we put out is like if you go on Spotify and listen to one album after the other of ours, they're all different from each other. But somehow they all retain our aftermath thing. But this one is really going to surprise people. It's really like if I wasn't this excited about it, there's no way I would have want to release it to the world, you know? Because nowadays, anywhere you go, like anybody, like if you go, oh, yeah, what do you do? Let's say they don't know you and they go, oh, I'm in a band or whatever, and you happen to talk about music, they right on their phone, they could actually, because everybody's got Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. So right now, everybody could hear your music once the first minute they met you. Back in the day, no matter what, even though the music industry was bigger than, you know what I mean? There were labels, had power and everything. You still, if you met somebody in that minute, they still had to go to a record store and buy a CD, or you had to give them one there. You couldn't listen to it wherever you were. You use it, you know, instantly. But what I'm saying is, it's so everywhere that it better be good because otherwise people are going to go, "What the hell is this guy wasting his time putting out this garbage?" You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, yeah,
it could be. It wasn't like that before. So it's in a way it's crazier now with so much stuff up. But then again, it's right there and everybody's hand because Spotify, like, it has our whole catalog.
yeah, yeah.
Do you go? What do you listen to music on? Like online?
Usually Bandcamp, Spotify. Those are the two main ones, but I try and tend to listen to Bandcamp. more than
You know,
anything.
a lot of people do just YouTube, believe it or not.
Yeah,
It seems like people that YouTube, it seems to be people that aren't fanatical about music. You know what I mean? You know, because like
yeah,
if I meet a girl or somebody that's like not a metalhead or whatever, I go, "What do you listen to music on?" I'm always interested. Those kind of people always say YouTube. You know, but again, though, Spotify, I don't know if you could tell in here. There's like about over there. I mean,
yeah,
CDs everywhere. Like there's 5,000 CDs in this room where I'm talking right now. Like
yeah,
underneath the bed, there's like 2,000 at least in like plastic containers, you know, like long ones. And I feel like a hoarder now. Like, because all these CDs, I used to be so proud of my 5,000 CD collection, but now all I listen to is through Spotify because it's just convenient, which sucks. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
all these CDs will never be played.
yeah. True.
And new cars don't even have CD players in it. My car, I bought a new one right when the pandemic started. And when I went to the dealer, I go, "Can I get it with a CD player?" He goes, "No, they don't put CD players in cars anymore." I go, he goes, "You could get one, but you have to pay a lot more extra, you know?"
Yeah, yeah.
In your car, do you have a CD player?
I don't have a car, but I have got a CD player.
Yeah, because it's unfortunate. Because, anyways, the point is, yeah, I can't wait for people to hear this album.
Yeah, true. Yeah, good, good. Yeah, so I'm going to start wrapping things up. And any final words before we go?
No, thanks for the interview. It was great catching up with you again. And then when the album's out again, let's talk again. And then after you heard it, after you got a copy, and then uh, last question I got to ask you: out of our music, what I know you know, "No Time to Waste," right? That's the one you we've talked on the last interview. Have you listened to any of our other stuff?
I haven't had a chance yet. I haven't had a chance because I'm listening to a lot of other music and doing plus my day job as well. It's I haven't
Yeah.
got the time to
Well,
actually
one time
listen
when
to
you
it.
have time, if you're on Spotify, because it's all there, just listen to something off of Eyes of Tomorrow, our first album, and listen
Yeah,
to No Time Away. Something you'll see how different things are and how when I said everything's different, but you know,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I will do. I will do. So Charlie, thank you so much for coming on, and
Thank you for having me.
been
And
absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. I know you got a busy day today, and I'm going to let you get off. And yeah, and guys, if you haven't heard, if you haven't checked out Aftermath, please do. These guys are absolutely amazing from what I've with that. From what I've heard. So until next time, guys, we'll catch you all later.
thank you, man. Cheers.